Rector of Virtual University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I must congratulate the Virtual University for organizing such a tremendous conference on digitization and cyber security, and I am sure this is such a valuable topic which must be discussed, which must be is a burning topic as far as securities are concerned in the world today, and especially Pakistan, which is going to be a rising power in this sector. We have been aware of these situations, and I think Pakistan is working very hard. I have an excellent team. We have an excellent team in the Ministry of IT with Mr. Aminul Haq as the Minister and Shoaib Siddiqui Saab, and I can claim today that Pakistan is one of those few countries where the private sector and the government sector are in close collaboration in understanding what are the needs of society, what are the needs of the sector, and to try and improve in a very short time to be able to improve our situation in producing the human resource. Their jobs are available and creating, improving education for that human resource and giving them opportunities to work throughout the world. This sector of digitization and of course cyber security is a non-resident sector in the sense that people who get education in these fields are able to sit at home. In fact, it is a very major area for women empowerment, where women can sit at home and work anywhere in the world in these areas. The world has been changing. In fact, COVID-19, though you can never say there is a silver lining to a disease which has created thousands of deaths, but it has opened up opportunities for us to understand how the world will change. We were dragged into, from a physical domain, we were dragged into the virtual domain. And I'm glad, a very unique thing that the virtual university has been functioning for quite more than a decade in Pakistan. We were dragged from an analog physical situation in education, in health, and in so many sectors because of COVID-19. And I think that is the opportunity which I think Pakistan and so many countries, I wish all of them good luck, the opportunity to pick up and work in these areas. This is a matter of communication, number one. This is a matter of data, number two. The data which could be retained in the human mind was limited, of course, by the retention capability of a human brain, but the data today and the storage capability of in the hardware has exponentially increased in the past decade, making it easier for almost all information to be stored. There are openings in medical research, there are openings in drug research, there are openings in artificial intelligence, and through artificial intelligence in Internet of Things. Almost everything in the world is going to be linked. Now, once we have all these pathways or all these roads going everywhere, there is an issue of securing those pathways. Imagine there was an incident of 2 plane crashes which were related to software. Imagine if that software in all these areas can be hijacked. We have seen that happening in hospitals as ransomware. We have seen hospitals shutting down unless ransom is paid. So these matters are very important as far as governments are concerned, very important as far as financial sector is concerned, to improve financial security, to reduce crime and reduce the fact that there are criminals there which entice people to share their passwords or reach out and get passwords from their data sources and are able to exploit and do financial crime. So as this communication is improving, so is the need to establish security of that communication, of that data. There is tremendous data in Pakistan. For example, NADRA, for example, in the health sector, for example, in the telecommunication sector. And I'm glad to report the Ministry of Information Technology and Telecommunication, under the able leadership of Mr. Aminul Haq, is taking good care. We have a number of teams looking at all these areas of artificial intelligence, 5G possibilities, and cloud computing and Internet of Things and education in these areas. The risk involved in the hijacking of security are tremendous. They can lead to wars. They are the cyber espionage and cyber attacks are already happening. There is a phobia already building up in the world, whereby apps are being restricted, are being forced to be able to be forced to sell to more reliable handlers, where the 5G networks are under suspicion. So that means there is a lack of communication between us, between the governments, where governments are suspecting other governments of being involved in cyber espionage, and the ability that data is so valuable, data being the new oil. So therefore, it is very important for a country like Pakistan, and I must draw the attention of all the people in this conference that Pakistan needs to jump. Like other countries, I welcome other countries from throughout the world. Pakistan needs to jump on this bandwagon very quickly. We have a youthful population. We must educate them. We must educate them on the basics, so that from our universities, as soon as a person graduates, the person then goes into employment anywhere in the world. There has been a tremendous demand in my visits to Tokyo, in my visits to NAM Summit. Every developed country leader was asking me that Pakistan has such a youth bulge. We need people. But Pakistan is primarily interested that we educate our own people, to reform our own systems, to change our own society in health sector, in education sector, in the financial sector. There are tremendous opportunities within Pakistan. So we are more interested in developing our country with these new technologies, the emerging technologies, and of course we are ready to help the world. COVID-19, for example, has been successfully handled by Pakistan. It is a credit to this government in how they managed it. It is a credit to our communication and how we did it. But also, as COVID-19 in Pakistan is on a downturn, we believe that the efficiency we have achieved to handle COVID-19 through the IT sector, the efficiency we have achieved in communicating through educational programs in the education sector, all these efficiencies should be translated in a situation post-COVID-19. So I am very hopeful that our health ministry and our education ministry, the strides they have taken in the last 4 or 5 months, those strides, those vehicles which we have developed, intellectual and communication vehicles, would accommodate the fact that as COVID pressure reduces in Pakistan, we are able to use all our learned abilities and our efficiencies in the future in preventing disease, in imparting education, in doing prevention, because COVID, Pakistan suffers from a health situation whereby we need to focus on prevention. So the communication sector and the challenges which have emerged with digitalization, I think, are the best window of opportunity for us to improve our health. Prevention, washing of hands, prevention, getting vaccinated at the right time, prevention, reducing malnutrition, prevention, asking mothers to feed their own children, prevention, to improve, in fact, eliminate child mortality related to health. And this communication through the IT, through the television media, of course, the electronic medium, and through the digital medium has been very important. In COVID-19, the messaging which went out, for example, the digital messaging which went out to every person who had a telephone did wonders in educating them. So therefore, I believe, I congratulate the Virtual University for organizing a very important conference, the digital conference on digitization and cyber security. We have a lot of walls to climb as far as cyber security is concerned. We've established separate teams under the IT task force. Under Mr. Aminul Haq, the minister, we have formed separate teams. We are interested in cyber security also for our electoral program, and that is something which we are evaluating in the next few months to be able to do that, because the Supreme Court of Pakistan has made it mandatory that about 7 to 8 million overseas Pakistanis should be able to vote, and it is only possible through digital means, it is only possible through virtual means, and therefore we are looking at all aspects of cyber security to be able to implement that. So ladies and gentlemen, and the organizers of the conference, the virtual university, we have a lot of hope in virtual university. It was established much before the world, such universities were being established in the world. It is imparting good education. We have a lot of hope with the virtual university, and they have a lot of challenges on their hands. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I take pride in the fact that Pakistan is on the road very speedily going towards digitalization and improving our cyber security. Thank you very much.
वर्चुअल यूनिवर्सिटी के ज़रिए तमाम बैनुल अक़वामी कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही है। डिजिटलाइजेशन एंड साइबर सिक्योरिटी इसका मौजू है। इसी कॉन्फ्रेंस से खिताब कर रहे थे सदर मुमलिकत डॉक्टर आरिफ अलवी। इख्तितामी सेशन है आज इस वर्चुअल कॉन्फ्रेंस का। हम आपको बताएं कि यहाँ सदर मुमलिकत ने खिताब करते हुए जिक्र किया है उन 7 से 8 मिलियन पाकिस्तानियों का जो बैरून मुल्क बसते हैं लेकिन वोट कास्ट करना चाहते हैं हर इंतखाब में जो पाकिस्तान के अंदर होता है। उन्होंने कहा कि हमारी IT मिनिस्ट्री के अंदर बहुत सारे काबिल लोग हैं, बहुत ज़बरदस्त टीम है जो इस हवाले से काम कर रही है। कम्युनिकेशन चूंकि अब बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है, तो जब कम्युनिकेशन बढ़ती है तो उसमें डेटा जो है उस पर अटैक होने का, साइबर अटैक होने का, उसके चोरी होने का बहुत ज़्यादा खतरा मौजूद होता है। तो इसके लिए वर्चुअल यूनिवर्सिटी जो काम कर रही है, जिस तरह से किरदार अदा कर रही है, वो काबिल तारीफ है। हमें अपने डेटा को और साइबर सिक्योरिटी अटैक जिस तरह से हो रहे हैं उनसे महफूज बनाना है और इसके लिए वर्चुअल यूनिवर्सिटी का किरदार इंतहाई अहम है। ऐसा कहना है सदर मुमलिकत डॉक्टर आरिफ अलवी का। ये खिताब उनका बराह रास्त हम आपको दिखा रहे थे। मजीद खबरों के लिए, अपडेट्स के लिए हमारे साथ रहिए।